Welcome on in to those who are in. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the sound is okay. Hello, welcome on in. This is going to be a little deep from some of you. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. I'm just telling my story. Thank you. And if you hear the background, it's just the fan coming on and off. It's nothing I can do about it. It's not my house. It's not my forte to say what I can do with that. This is a story, an origin story. How it began. I'm to the point where like I'm hurt. I don't feel safe. And it's the people that I care the most that I need right now. I can't help but to feel what it is that I'm feeling. If you want to call this awakening, whatever the case may be, let it be the awakening. Let it be the opening to my story. Like, there is no love, only within that I found that there is true love and true source within. I had so many people around me set me up, try to take advantage of me, try to do whatever the most mundane thing that they can think of that I would never do to another person. I don't have that mentality in my dimension to do what others do unto others. I'm small. I can't hurt nobody. But my light is big. But I don't choose to harm them with my light either. I choose to love them with my light unconditionally. And every time I am myself, every time I am just me, I get put back into a box. It starts with your family. It always began with them. And those are the people you truly need the most when you're going through something. When I spoke up of my truth, of what is happening to me in my life, I got criticized. I got demonized. And when I showed my family my hair, that I cut it, that I lost it all because of the spiritual attacks. I lost half of my teeth. I lost half of my beauty, which my beauty still is within. It's not what's on the outside that counts, but it's also what's on the inside that matters. I begged them. I begged them to see my spirit. I begged them that I'm not the same person in that dimension that they can control me in. I'm in a higher dimension. I'm in a higher realm that you might want to be in. I seen that other side, what it looks like, and you do not want to be on that other side. I was in purgatory. You can call it purgatory, hell, whatever the case may be. I've been in it when I died. It was a literal death and an internal death that I experienced. And now it's just it keeps adding on. It keeps building and building for my character and my development, I know. I know I gotta stay strong, and I know I gotta keep rising above. There's a thin line between giving advice and criticism. The way that my family talks to me, it does not equal up to the love that I am wanting to receive or to have. I realize I have to let that go, trying to find that love within other people, but find it within myself, because it's an internal love that I am looking for that I keep avoiding. At least I'm aware. Most people are not aware at that stage. I tried to brush it off and act like, okay, I'll find it one day. That one day came today. That one day came yesterday when I said, fuck it. Go back to source. Go back to you. Go back to when your light was shining. Don't never dim it. There's no such thing as comparing somebody's pain. There is no such thing as comparing experience. It's how you walk throughout that fire, which was make you you at the end of the day, is who you become. Who do you want to see out of it? And I imagine myself differently walking out of this fire and not be brought back in. I thought, yeah, maybe telling the truth, maybe telling them everything, maybe let them have some insight on what's going on for a change, because I am a quiet person. I do keep things literally to myself. For 11 years, I'm 29 years old and I don't look like it, and I'm 5'1", and everybody looks at me like I am nothing. If I am nothing, then I am of source. I am of God. I'm equal up to God. I am God. I am of what He is made of me for. I am love and light. And I don't mean that in an egotistic way. I mean that out of generosity. Because a lot of people can't say that. You can't just lightly say that. You have to feel it and mean it. I don't hate Even though I want to hate, but I'm trying to tell my ego, I'm trying to tell him, transmute that energy, because you don't hate. You don't hate anything that you go through. You don't hate anybody. We can't hate anybody. I switched it off. I stopped doing the things that I am doing around people because it's constantly, I'm constantly getting the same results and not anything new. If I just go back to source, that's what I kept telling myself. Go back to source. You are love. You are light. You are everything in the above. You're not better than anybody. You're just more understanding. It's equilibrium. And a lot of people don't know how to be or what that is until they are in a stage of consciousness or a dimension where they can see all things for what it truly is, for how people really truly treat you. They will set you up. And it be your own family. Sometimes you gotta ask why certain people do what they do. Is it for your beneficial? Yes, because you are building a character for the future for you, to protect you and so many others who are walking on that path, that same wavelength, trying to get to enlightenment. But I'm so tired of belittling myself, so dumb people. I'm sorry, but sorry, it is what it is, because that's what's of my reality. Is they're not dumb, it's just they don't know better, or they're in a lower dimensional than where we are. They don't know no better. We might be in a different time and space than we are in our minds and in reality. I see things for how they truly are. I stopped listening to the critics. I listen, but then I don't observe and become the critics. I used to do that. I was like a sponge all the time, just absorbing and taking it all in. Every time somebody send me a projection, every time somebody send me attack, I locked myself in my room for decades, for years. And then during like during 20 during the lockdown, that's when my real experience began of the warfare. It was always a warfare, but that's when I became conscious enough to realize it was a warfare. It was something for me to do something about it. And I can't keep crying and begging and pleasing everybody to wake up. Wake up. Just wake the fuck up. Wake up. See that I am angry. See my spirit, not of my flesh. See my consciousness. See that I am growing out of a state where I did not belong in the first place. I have to let them go. I don't hate them. I love them unconditionally because they do not know what's going on psychologically. It is the same bullshit. Like, how many more ways do you think you can break me? How many more ways do you think you can break God? Break my spirit? When I'm already been broken. Like, if you know the story of Isis and how her husband, like, just, she put him apart, that's how I feel. That's how I'm feeling, like I am ripping of my ego, shedding it into pieces and pieces, molding myself for other people's image so they can feel comfortably using me the way they want to. I've been took accountability. But when are people going to start taking accountability for how they treat people based on their size and knowledge? This is a war. It's always been a war. To those who are spiritually woken, those who are in a higher dimension than others. You're not better than them. You just know better. You know how to handle things better. And I'm tired of being silent. What for? What is it that they see that I don't see? What is it that they fear of me that I have not even discovered within myself just yet? Every time when I know something is about to happen, something is warning me constantly. You're gonna have to turn up your mic. I don't have no like headphones to like, yeah. They're Bluetooth, but they won't work. I'm tired of fighting. I'm not the villain. I've never been. I always showed them unconditional love and light, even in darkness moments. Even when they didn't see the great value of me, but I saw more of them than what they see of me. People will do anything to stop you from having your own destiny, your own legacy. I don't see how you can wake up every day to see how you can destroy somebody. See how you can manipulate somebody. And that was the number one biggest thing I told him. I do not like people manipulating me. I do not like the gaslight. So I went a whole lifetime of them doing that to me. And I kept staying silent through it all. And they laughed at me. And I let them laugh. It's funny. It will be. But we will see who will get the last laugh in the end. You are divinely protected. There are so many signs that show you that you are divinely protected, because if they wanted to hurt you, they would. But God said, do not touch my anointed. Do not touch my chosen one. Therefore I am coming. And when I do arrive, there is a price to pay for you to touching my chosen one. Do not set them up. Do not fear them for what is the gift that I have given them. I gave them the gift for a reason. And I have given you a gift as well. He can see the good and the bad in the gift. When you're on the other side and you're in between and you can see both realms, the good and the bad, It's all documented in the ether. It's all being written. Nothing goes unseen. It's all in here as well. God is within you. You are God. You are light. But you do not have to become what your enemies made you be. I'm in a stage of duality in my awakening. And I've been there for a very long time, about like 4 years now. But I know what it's like to be in the ninth ether or the 12th dimension. And there's other dimensions beyond that, but sometimes I can bring my consciousness to where I need it to be just to survive. But you lose your identity when you keep doing that. Everyone has a purpose in life. Everyone has a story. Everyone has an origin story. It's not better, it's not worse. Your knowledge is your knowledge. You know what you know in reality, but don't sugarcoat the shit because you are trying to protect somebody from you. You should protect you from them. They will get there on their own journey into their own enlightenment. When you move in silence. Move in peace. Keep the peace. Love yourself because you are love and you are light. You are source. You don't have to sit there and fight your battles the way you do. Give it to God. I knock on his door like, here you go, God. Take the shit. I don't fucking want it. Yes, I do curse at him. And I don't mean the cursing, but sometimes when I'm very passionate, it expresses itself that way. Because the human consciousness is still learning. And this is a good thing. I'd rather learn than to just keep on failing and not see results. It's progress. Like when I am talking to him, we're like sitting in a cafe all the time or somewhere in the Garden of Eden. Like by a tree or something. And he comes in and tells me these things that I wish I could share sometimes. But people will look at me strange. People will look at me differently. People will not understand. The power of vision, the power of sight, the power of imagination. When my brother told me to woke up, and when I finally woke up, I actually did. But now that I am awoken, they're afraid of me. There's so many things I can do with information. I choose not to do anything with it because I do not want to see them get hurt. That's not righteousness. You don't want to hurt somebody out of pain just because they put you through it. You want to see a better income. You want to see a better outcome. You want something to come in and you want something to come out. So you can understand. I tried talking to their spirits one-on-one. I just imagined a conversation having them and they tell me the truth. But then they also tell me the opposite of the truth. I'd be like, how could you lie to me in my face? And I don't never lie. I might hide because I'm afraid of judgment or criticism. But I learned to overcome criticism. You need criticism to build your character. But there's a difference between criticism and projection. You have to be at a certain dimension to see projection and to see criticism. You are seeing reality for what it truly is. Everything that we possibly go through is an illusion. It is through your subconscious mind. And I'm like, why the fuck did I create this world again? Why did it come out that way? Like, I did not mean that for it to happen. You can go back into the dream world to change the outcome. It's never too late to realize something needs to change, which is you. You can't always put a cross on your back and crucify yourself for people. There's going to be a point where you have to put a thin line or a brick of wall to protect your energy. Just imagine that wall built up. I just did it, sorry. Like, I just saw it through the... Okay. It's back on. Turn on that light. You are the lamp. You are the light. You created the lamp for you to light, to shine. You created the electricity, the proton. You are your own source. You are your own equilibrium. Everybody has a different way of saying things. It's not a wrong or right way to say it. It's how you apply and demand at the end of the day of who you become. I'm not going to keep being in a psychological program, a matrix. Harnessing my energy for what? Killing myself for what? Harming myself for what? I used to do that all the time when I was younger. Yes, I was a cutter. I used to cut my arms a lot. I kept that a secret for a very long time from them. And I remembered the first day that they saw my arms. They could not understand what I was going through. And at that time, I didn't either. At that time, little did I know that was another part of my awakening. Me wanting to get out the flesh. Me wanting to get out of this meat suit because I know my light is brighter. I know my light is bigger. I know I'm bigger than this. I used to do all kinds of things to myself that was harming the body, that wasn't good. I am dark and I'm also light. I choose to accept it. I choose to when to turn that conscious on. I don't allow it to be me. I learn from it. I learn from the chaos. Because chaos is beauty. If you can't go into the chaos, then odds are you're not built for the path that you are trying to create or you created for yourself. You have to walk through it because it's your subconscious projecting onto you at the end of the day. I'm monitoring my thoughts every day. That's why I wear this, because I'm protecting my mind from me, I'm protecting my mind from them. I know I am a shaman because I can do a lot of things within the mind that others cannot really do. But there are times where my powers, where my gifts gets the best of me. And I do not know how to handle it, especially when ego is trying to become of the power and then not have taken its baby steps. And I'm trying to teach the ego while I'm in spirit form. If you want to think of as my spirit, look at me as Avatar Aang. I'm literally like that when I'm in my spirit form. That's how I can activate my Merkaba. My Kundalini is going inside of that bubble, just shutting everything off and completely become a monk and say, I had enough. I go back to source. I am me. I am love. I am light, and I'm also darkness. I'm also chaos. I accepted it. I accept my true nature. I accept for who and what I am, even if the people did not value me or see me for me. I saw me for what I am capable of. It's beautiful when you realize who you are, who you truly can become. It's an evolution of you. It's growth. Sorry. And I know that's nasty, but I don't care. I'm me. I'm like, I don't have a tissue on me. It's okay to hold in that anger, but there's gonna be a moment when a testimony comes, when the universe really gives you a test. Have you really truly learned from the first time? Have you really truly learned from the last time? Tell yourself, I return back to source. I am of source. I am nothing but source. That doesn't mean I'm better than you. It really doesn't. It means I just know better from you. I know all your tricks. I know all your games. I'm listening in the minds. And I just wait until you concede. Eventually, you're going to exhaust yourself out. I'm no match, God said. For therefore, you cannot defeat me. You can say that's the ego talking, or that's the spirit. But who's really listening? The ego or the spirit? Because if the ego is listening, it becomes spirit. Then ego does not exist. It's only of spirit. I really dumb myself down for stupidity, so they can walk comfortably and live comfortably. But I choose not to anymore. At this point, I just activate my Lucy. And I mean Lucy from the movie Lucy, not Lucifer. I seen that consciousness within me, and it's not pretty, but your imagination is, never mind, some of you might not get it. Some of you are probably not on that level of thinking just quite yet, or don't even comprehend that your imagination can be of the devil if you choose to be. And it can also be God as well. It's duality. It's totally how you can do it. Have a good day at work. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's like early. I'm gonna get off in a little bit so I can get some rest. But I know I'm gonna come on a little later. Because I did not sleep last night. I just stayed wide awake, just listening to Source. I don't know why this is like that, but okay. It is so tight. But those who are still around, I do appreciate it. I'm gonna just start being me. But I will come back on a little later. I come on random, so just make sure you have the notification on when I do. And yeah, feel free to contact me if you need to. I'm okay. It's just something gotta change. I'm just not gonna give up on myself that easily. I'm here for a reason. We all are. It's just time to rise.